Photographer Andredesignz here with a new retouch video. Alright, so as you know, my images are always shot in RAW, and it's always good to take the photos in RAW. Alright, so this image was shot in 2015. As you see the settings here, I was shooting at f6.3, 1/125 of a second. ISO was 100. I was doing this in the studio, and I was using the 70-200mm Tamron lens. I believe this was, I don't remember what camera I was using, but oh yeah, it was the D5300, a crop sensor camera. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do with this image is to crop it. I always crop my images. It's going to be cropped at the ratio is going to be 4:5. So once I upload this to Instagram, it will just fill the entire screen basically. Alright, so that's that. Let me press enter, and I'm just gonna make some little adjustment here. I'm gonna deepen the black a little bit. This was shot in my studio. I was using two lights actually. I was using a flash, as you see over on this side. I was using a flash that with a color gel. It was a orange color gel, and I was using a main light, as you can see right here, the key light. It was directly over the model, so it was only two lights I was using at that time, and I was using a reflector as well to lighten up the neck, under the neck. Alright, so I'm going to turn up my highlights a little bit. Should be good. Alright, good. I did not have a makeup artist at the time. I was using, well, the model actually did her own makeup, which I have no problems with. Alright, so good. So this is the image. So I'm going to quickly edit the image. First, I'm going to apply the frequency separation, and as you all know, if you've been watching my videos, I always do the frequency separation in 16-bit, and I'm going to work on the lower layer now. So what you're going to do first is to go to your mixer brush and ensure that you clear the brush. Sometimes if you come here and you see like a color right here, you just come and clear the brush. Ensure that your wetness is at 1%. Everything else can remain the same. So I'm going to work on the low frequency layer. Alright, so I'm going to start by, get my brush a little bit bigger. Alright, so when you're using the mixer brush, you have to ensure that in the highlighted area, you stay in the highlighted area, and then when you want to do the darker areas, you just do the darker areas. So you're not going to go back and forth like this. You just stay in the highlighted area or the dark area at all times, because you don't want to mix the dark with the dark area with the highlighted area. The image will not look good at all. Alright, so alright, I'm going to do this pretty quick because I want this video to be short as possible. Alright, so let's look at what I've done so far. See, this is the fastest way to actually edit retouch an image. Mixer brush is the best thing ever. The mixer brush actually blends the skin, and it also flattens the skin, so you have to do like dodge and burn to shape the skin, to shape the face, or shape whatever area you actually whatever area you will be mixing. Alright, and if you want to you know, take less time with retouching a photo, you have to ensure that the model's skin is clean, or you have a makeup artist to work with. It's much easier. Also, shoot in RAW and ensure that your lighting setup is on key, on point. Alright, so it's always good to do the mixing first, because when you do the mixing on the skin, it flattens out, for example, the pimples. It flattens out the pimples on the skin, and it's easier for you to remove it using the clone stamp tool. Alright, you see how this image looks good already? Look at this. Before after. Alright. It's already 5 minutes in the video. You should not rush when you're making your edits though, because you know you have to take your time and ensure that you're doing it properly. But because I'm experienced, you know, I've been doing this for a long time, I know exactly what I want. I know exactly where to blend, you know, so I can do it as fast as possible. Alright, good. So let me just do right here. I don't tend to zoom in my image. I just want to do it, you know, I want to, you know, like zoom it in just so I can see everything. I don't want to zoom it up where I'm only seeing a part of the face. I want to see everything when I'm doing a retouch. Alright, so that's done so far. Let me see. I'm just going to go to the high frequency layer and then go over to my clone stamp tool. It's at 100%. My brush is a soft brush. I'm just using the bracket on the keyboard right now to resize the brush. So I'm going to hold on Alt and click on the area that I want to clean. Well, click on an area that I want, well, sample an area that I want to use to clean another area. For example, I have sample right here to paint right here. See? You can use the healing brush as well. You can also use the patch tool, but I believe the clone stamp tool works better. That's just my opinion. Alright. Good thing about it that her skin is not bad at all. And even if it's bad, you know, doing the mixing flattens everything, so it's easier for me to make the edits. Alright, that's done. There's not much to do. Let's look at the before and look at the after. I think I still need to back, you know, in the past when I used to edit my photos, they normally look fake or look over edited, and I sat down one day and said, you know what, I'm gonna try to find a way to edit my images so they look realistic, the skin look real and everything. And I searched YouTube for videos until I found a YouTuber. His name is Prince Mason, I think his name is. I'm telling you, he was the one I saw using the mixer brush, and I said, hey, I'm going to try it. And you know, the mixer brush works magic. Alright, so that's good so far. Let me just work on the neck a little bit. This line, I don't think I like this line right here. Good, that looks good. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is dodge and burn. Alright, so I'm going to show you a new way to do dodge and burning using the blend if option. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to hold on Control Shift Alt E to create a new layer. So let's do this. I'm going to create 2 layers. I'm going to name the first layer dodge. Oh, hold on. Alright, and then the second layer is going to be burn. Alright, so I'm going to work on the top layer. I'm going to double click on this layer here, change this to screen. Where's screen? Good. And then I'm going to come down here to the blend if option. Alright, so the blend if option works like this. I want to get the lighted area, so I'm going to work with the dark area here. So I'm going to bring it down until I see the highlighted area on the image. So these are the areas where the light was actually hitting, and also the area where the contouring will be done as well. Alright, so these areas, let me just do this a little bit more. Think about right here should be good. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is to smoothen it out a little bit. Alright, so to do that, you're going to hold on Alt and then click and drag. Alright, right there should be good. I'm gonna pull this back a little bit. Think about right here. Should be good. Yeah, I like that. Alright, so I'm gonna click OK. So that's for the first, that's for the dodge, which gives you the bright area. And now I'm just gonna hide this layer, and then I'm gonna do the burn. I'm gonna change the blend option to multiply, and then I'm gonna work with the light area. So this is a dark area. Let me see. So basically what I'm doing, I'm minimizing the dark area from the highlights. So I think this should be good. Then I'm going to hold on Alt and then pull this up. And then that looks good. That looks good. I'm going to click OK. Alright, I'm going to put both of these layers in a group. So hold on Control, then press G. I'm gonna name this D and B. Then I'm gonna come down to the mask tool here, the mask icon, add a mask, then go to image, apply image. Everything here can, stay the same. Click OK. Alright, so that's basically a super fast way to do the dodge and burn. You can still make adjustments to it. So for example, if you want to make adjustment to the dodge, you can go back here and brighten it up a little bit, or darken it a little bit, anyone that works for you. Go down to the burn, and you can do the same thing. I think I like that. Alright, so I think I'm done with that now. So what I'm going to do now is to add a little color to the image. Alright, so I'm going to I'm just going to go down to color balance. Then I'm going to go to shadows and just make a little adjustment. I think 3% should be good. Yeah, I like that. Let me see the might add 4. Good. Yeah, so I just colored the image. Quick. That was quick and fast. Alright, for some reason I don't think I like the fact that I'm seeing her eye right here. So I'm just gonna make an adjustment to that. You don't have to, but I want to do that. Alright, so what I did was to create a new layer by hold on Control Shift Alt E, then I press Control J to do a duplicate. I'm going to work on this a little bit. I'm gonna darken the shades a little bit. Alright, so I'm gonna go for my pen tool, and I'm gonna make a selection. I think I have to shorten this a little bit. So hold on Alt, and you can adjust this. Let me see what this looks like. No, I need to put this up here. Good. Alright, I'm gonna come around here. Pull down this a little bit. Then push this up. So every time you want to make some adjustment to the line or to the pen, you just have to hold on Alt. Connect it. Oh, sorry. I need to do here a little bit neater. Let me see. I think that should be good right here. Then I'm gonna pull down this a little bit right here. Good. Then I'm going to connect it. I think that should be good. Alright, so I'm going to create a selection. Good. Then I'm going to press I on my keyboard, and I'm going to sample this area here, right here, and then I'm going to fill it. And to fill it, it's, oh, let me tell you what to fill it. It's shift backspace. No, it's not shift backspace. It's alt backspace to fill it. Good. So let me just go back a little bit. So that's black. So now I'm going to, it doesn't look good. I like this effect over on this side, and I don't want to get rid of that. So I'm just gonna lower the opacity a little bit, like that. And then I think I want to make an adjustment here as well. I'm gonna work on a new layer by Control J, and then I'm just gonna get my pen tool again and make a selection right here as well. Let me bring this up a little bit and then put it right here, and I might just cut it right here as well, and then right here and right here. Then I'm going to make a selection again, stay at 0. Then I'm gonna control backspace. The opacity is down. I think that's good. Maybe I want to put it at, because I made a duplicate from this one, it was already at 52%. I'm going to bring it up a little bit. Now it's affecting this one as well. So what I may have to do is to, I'm going to, I shouldn't have done this way. Sorry, I did it the wrong way actually. I'm going to get my eraser tool, and I'm going to erase this part. So I don't want it to affect this part at all. Alright, so let me see if it, oh, I need to put this at 100% and then delete it. Then use my eraser tool and get rid of it. Not sure if anything was happening just now, but let me see. Don't think it worked. What did I just do? I have no idea. Alright, let me just delete this layer here. As a matter of fact, no, let me just go back to this layer here. Alright, so because I made a duplicate, I'm just going to delete this. Oh no, wait. I'm just going to, instead of making adjustment to this layer here, I'm just going to create a new layer. And then I'm going to select, wait, get my pen tool, P on the keyboard. I'm going to select, make a selection again. And then I'm just going to fill the layer itself. It's always good to work on a layer instead of, well, a new layer instead of the layer of the image. You'll have less problems. Alright, so I'm going to lower the opacity to about 43%, somewhere right there. Alright, and then this layer, I'm just going to delete it because I don't need it anymore. Alright, good. So that's it. Let me do the before and after for the just the shaded area, the shades. I think that looks good. Alright, so let's look at the before I did anything at all. So that's the before, and that's the after. So I'm sure somebody would actually learn something new today. That dodge and burn technique is so unique, it's different, and it works, and it's faster. Alright, so if you didn't get it in the first try that I did just now, you can always play over the video and you will definitely get it. So this is the finished product. What I might do is to add a little contrast to it. So I'm going to go to the contrast option here, and then I'm going to add a little contrast to it. think that's too much. I may come up a little bit more. Alright, 36 should be good. Let me see the before and after. So it gives a little more detail to the image itself. And this looks really, really, really good. I love this. I could still work on her nose a little bit, but you want this to look realistic, alright? So that's it. That's my new video, and I hope you guys learned something. Please subscribe, share my videos, like it, and you can make requests for anything that you'd like me to do. Thanks for watching.